These cloaked figures. Over here. Oh yeah.
Yeah, this one is an icon room. I don't think I could ever change this room. People love this room. They come to Hell's Gate just to see this room.
I certainly do.
This is the dragon room. You should do a video from through the window though. It's quite lovely.
We will.
I'll trigger everything for you.
Over here.
You trigger, I'll come with John. Oh my god. Holy crap. Getting to stand in here and actually look at it.
Right, I should look around for a second.
Yeah. All the nice goopiness of the darkness.
So of course we put our dragon queen in the center pit. Someone came right at you, Nance.
Excuse me. Like
that dude's PSI is like out of control right now too. Like, why is he so angry? He will keep going off, so be careful. But yes, we have our dragon queen here. We have a roaming monk here. Another pop out here. So the actors are all moving in plain sight. If I put enough monks with robes in this room, it's so easy for an actor to just find a spot. Just stay still.
Yeah.
Just wait till the audience comes to you. A lot of times the audience will reach out and make contact, and that's when you come to life. It's such a fun old school scare. Hey, buddy.
He's trying to.
So yeah, this is the dragon room. It is very deep. I designed the ceiling to go over the next two rooms. So it gives you this feeling like this cave goes forever. I created all these proscenium archways to be staggered, to also give that depth as you go further and further back. It gives it that grandness that this is all too big to be in the basement of this house. And that's what I'm always trying to hit with these big rooms. Like, you don't do a big room unless you're creating a state of awe. If you do a big room to show off a prop, or because you think it's cool looking, you are going to fail. You need to create that state of awe to make them feel they're seeing something so much bigger. And then you gotta shutter that lens down.
Oh. I'm trying to boop the dragon. Boops. Yeah.
So this is Renee.
Oh.
Renee.
That one's Dana.
Renee and Dana.
And the little one around the corner is Corn Dog. They're all
Sharky named
named.
that one?
I name a lot of the props after people that no longer work with us.
Okay.
So Renee was like our administrator / stage manager when we opened Hell's Gate, but had to move to Buffalo. Dana was our lighting person extraordinaire, sound person over at Statesville before she moved to New York. There was a theme, New York to New York.
Yeah.
Corn Dog did not move to New York, but had to leave the company for job reasons and came back. Cool. So yes, I like to name props kind of like in honor of people that are no longer working with us.
Oh, that's really cool.
They're not dead, they just moved.
Right. Now we gotta get confined again.
Confined, you gotta get. Can't get big unless you get small. You gotta get small before you get big.
I stay small.
And this is the big story part too. Like you see the darkness leaving the pit, and that is Hell's Gate. That pit in front of the dragon, that's Hell's Gate. That's where all this darkness is coming out of. That's the origin source. The captain opened it while doing something with dark magic.
He fucked around and found out.
And you see, yes, he fucked around, found out. And you see the darkness going up in the dragon room through the floorboards of the house above. And then in here you see the darkness running to this new area, creating this new area. Because once the darkness figured out the house, it needed to create its own nest, to create its own creatures.
Big creatures. Ugh.
So that's why you see all
And even
the
the
darkness
floor
running
is
this way.
uneven.
Yeah, there's some wild floor stuff going on.
Yeah, look at
here.
that wood cutting. That's some skill.
Different angles and.
Oh God. Oh wow.
Oh God.
Oh gosh. What is all up there? Oh.
So we don't have everything on in here. This is the room we've been working in. We have replaced the center of the room, creating a new gag here using some equipment we got from Studio Tech. And this is going to be a lunger where the actor can lunge all the way out now, just like all the pneumatics. So all the props are lunging out at you. This vine creature will be working by next week. But all the props are doing it, so I want the actor to do it too. This is attached to the back. It's got a nice cool spring up there, so it gives you the all the way out and gives you a little bit to get back with. And then I'm gonna do it again on this side and then again on this side. So it's 3 points of attack for one actor in the center.
Yeah.
This is one of those rooms that, you know, I designed it, I loved it, and then I saw its flaws, you know, and there were things I didn't like about the room. It doesn't mean I need to trash the room. It means I need to watch the audience, listen to the audience, and then adjust. And so I adjusted the design by taking the middle out so that I can empower the actor in a different way. And this one trick here I think is gonna, people are gonna feel like it's a whole brand new room. But all I did was a move in the middle and I kept the exterior.
I can't. Yeah, when you come across this floor and then you're gonna be paying attention to this and then you're gonna get nailed.
And that's what I learned, right? Because this floor is such a crowd pleaser, and stupid John, he spent so much money up there. And all my audience members go, oh, squishy, squishy, mushy, mushy, squishy, squishy, mushy, mushy. And nobody's looking up. And I was like, well, damn it. And there's nothing I can do to fix that. This is what they do. So I watch them, I listen to them, and I design with that in mind. Now that I know that's what they do, I'm going to betray them now. I learned from their movements, and now this scare is perfect for that person that isn't looking up to come right down at them. And that will then pull the attention up, and then they're going to be torn because they want to look at the floor, but they want to look up. Yeah, we're
Study
gonna
these
It's gonna be
creatures.
fun. For sure.
Those vine monsters are from City of the Dead too, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Good eye, sir. So is that mud monster. That's City of the Dead.
Oh.
This is my clown bungee from Statesville right here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we've turned it into a darkness bungee where we created a whole nest back there. And this is where our darkness creature leaves the nest, jumps down, and bounces above you. And now I've got this actor here with a different rig.
geez.
And now
They're giving high fives.
they get a high five. High five. It's all celebration here. Not for the poor audience.
Nope.
The audience does not want to be in this high five.
All we would do is scream.
But yeah, we really brought it in tight here with this attack and this attack now. And then I've got a real simple actor hidey hole here. So that if this isn't working, I still have this coming through here, and then they can still do a pop-out scare here. Really empowers the actor here, gives them a lot of places to move, really lets them get creative and find their spot.
Nice.
We are getting close to the end.
Oh, more squishy bridge.
Squishy, squishy.